Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We finally caught a break in the rain here, enough to do our chores, feed the animals and whatnot. But I kind of want to show you what I deal with about every time that it comes a really hard rain. There's not much that I can really do about it. The creek bank, the water gets above that creek bank and then ends up coming up into the yard. I've got wet water springs that back up once that starts getting above the bank, and then backs this water up into my yard. But I want to show you that along with doing these chores, getting all these animals fed before it starts to rain again. So these two rabbits, before we get along with the rest of the journey here, these two rabbits were given to me approximately about a month ago. This one here is a boy, that one over there is a girl. Got them fed. I'm going to get their water bottle filled back up. They got water. I want to touch on just a second about these wood pieces. You can take small pieces of wood, cut up into blocks, and then they're going to sharpen their teeth. As you can see here, they've almost chewed all the way through that. That block there is going to have to be replaced. But small blocks are going to allow them to cut their teeth down. Teeth on rabbits continue growing throughout their life. They've got to have something like wood blocks or whatever to allow them to file their teeth back down. Now this is what I deal with. The water comes all the way across the middle of my property. Yeah, I know all this is a mess. That's on my list to do in 2024. Clean all this mess up. You know, you got the goats obstacle course over here, but all the water is sitting about where I'm gonna have to go at them quail pens. Runs all the way down, and the creek goes along the back side of the property here, and right down there next to the pigs is where that water's going by. So we gotta really watch this and keep these animals as safe as possible, and hope that this water don't get above that bank, because if it does, we're gonna have to, I guess, open the gate and let everything loose, and then try to catch it all back once the rain stops. So we're hoping that we don't ever get back to that. In the past, we've done it, I think, 3 times. In 1 year, we done it 2 times, and we had goats that we had to get out of the flood water, so goats and chickens. So I just wanted to show you this, and let's continue on with the chores. Now, as you can see by the rippling of the water, this water is moving. And this ain't even the creek. This is still the middle part of my backyard. Now, I've mentioned my backyard. Once it gets backed up, it also comes into my basement. And this is where I normally leave my brooder to raise my chicks. I've actually got some eggs in the incubator right now that I'm gonna have to go check. So I'm gonna have to try to step onto that block. And here is where I get greeted by everybody. It's a great day to be those guys. So I figured on this rainy day it would probably be pretty dirty in here. We cleaned it out yesterday, it wasn't as bad, but today it is, so we gotta clean all this out and get it back in shape. So with the barn, we was figuring that all of this down here would stay kind of dry in this area, and it has for the most part. But now we're seeing right now that over here where we was gonna build the hay storage, back up, where we was gonna build the hay storage at, that area is gonna get soaked. We'll turn this around, show you what we're talking about. We can either dig a ditch, fill this in with dirt, or choose a different place to store some hay. But over here in the middle part, just where it's lower, has got a little bit wet just because the rain is coming over into those areas. But there's nothing that we can really do for that other than fill that hole up, and that's about all we can do, just to try to keep it from coming in here. But I'm gonna turn this around, show you the other side. So this is right off of the side of the barn where we was talking about building the hay storage. We could either take and put pallets or something down to keep the hay up off of the ground, or we could take and fill that in with dirt at some point. We're gonna have to keep that up off the ground, so we're more than likely gonna have to take and fill this in with dirt, or that's gonna end up rotting out. I mean, I'm not saying that it won't rot out in the future, but we're trying to prevent that as much as possible. So we're either gonna have to dig a ditch down to the creek, which is about to overflow anyways, or we're gonna have to fill this in with dirt. And here's the Muddy Pig area. They've got their little holes dug out and rooted up and waiting for food, which I'll get to in a second. But this is the cause of most of our problem. The water gets up above that bank right there and then fills the rest of the property up. Luckily, we've got a break in the rain. Most of the time it don't really back up much more than what it is, unless them tiles downstream, which is right at the side of that road down there, unless they back up. Normally this don't get up onto the property, but they don't always keep that clean, and when it comes in, it comes in. I was getting eggs, and now I'm not. I'm afraid they're hiding them somewhere. Boy, did I pick a bad spot to have them at. Somebody seems to enjoy it though. But that's a big problem, and we don't really know how to solve it. There's really no other way to solve it, I don't guess, other than bring a bunch of dirt in and fill it in places that need filled up. But that's going to cost a lot of money, and I don't have a lot of money. But I'm going to show you up creek, and then I'll show you down creek of what we've got. Once it gets above this property beside me, it kind of just overflows onto mine. So it starts up there, but I'm wondering if we could build a bank up all the way down, but then you've still got the creek in the middle of my yard that's going to cause an issue too, because that water's going to have no way to go, or nowhere to go. So that's up creek onto the next property. This comes down, goes all the way down like I've shown. And I'll take you down there and show you the tiles. As you can tell here, there's a broken limb, a few other broken ones that may have come out of the same tree, but there's a broken limb there. I don't know if you can see the tile from here, but that's the tile I'm gonna get a little closer. As you can see, there's one bottom tile, two big tiles on the side. But what happens is those limbs, like I just said, they flow downstream, get caught in these, and if the county don't clean it out, this backs up, and it backs up hard, and it comes up on all of this. So, I mean, that's what we kind of deal with every time that it rains really, really, really hard. We've kindly actually caught a break, so hopefully this water will die down some. But there is times that it does pick them limbs up, take them down, and block them tiles, and then that backs up onto our property. And we've got more to look out for. We've got these goats, we've got pigs, we've got chickens, we got quails. I don't think the quails would be bothered because they're kind of up off the ground, but we've got this stuff we got to watch out for. So we got to try to keep that tile clean, give them a heads up when it is going to need cleaned out, and hopefully no more limbs fly down there and get stuck into it. So if you like this video, leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.